I can make this as hard as I want on the road, or I can make it as easy as I want. I'm having more fun now because I feel good.
And I swear it's the last time, and I swear it's my last try. And we're walking cycles around this whole block, walk on the cracks of the same old sidewalk.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Alex Alicia, your host of The New Rock Show, and today's very special guest is an absolute ska-punk legend. From Less Than Jake, it's the one and only Chris DeMakes. Hi!
Hello, how are you?
I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. The word legend, it's just, I don't know if it means as much in the UK. Like when you call someone a legend in the US, like it's like Elvis Presley or something. And when I brought my mom and dad, they came over to see Less Than Jake in 2002, play Reading and Leeds.
Yeah.
And we did this warm-up show at the Garage in London. And it was like the night before or 2 nights before. And before the show, I'm walking down the street to a Thai restaurant to get some food with my parents. And this group of kids runs up. Oh my God, Chris, they're freaking out. They recognize me. And they're telling once they realize it was my mom and dad, they're telling them that, oh, your son's a legend. He's a legend. And my mom and dad are like, what is going on? Their mind was completely blown because they realized that I wasn't Elvis or the Beatles. But anyways, yeah.
I think it's a great word to describe someone like yourself. Genuinely, everything that you've done and achieved, and that's why we've got the pleasure as well of meeting today, talking today, because it's such a special time for Less Than Jake. I mean, we're talking a 25th anniversary of an album here that is so loved and adored by so many. And of course, Borders and Boundaries is getting re-released on the 23rd of Jan. And before we do kind of get into that a little bit more, I just wondered, given the fact that you have had this wholesome, long, over 3 decades worth of a music career, at this point today, Chris, what does music and this band mean to you?
Oh gosh, it means freedom, and I mean that in a beautiful way. For the longest time, I was like, well, what's my life? How long is this gonna last? When you're a younger person, you can't think beyond. I couldn't think beyond a year or 2, 5 years, forget it. It was just unfathomable. And we were at some point we were like, okay, we've been a band for 5 years, okay, and then we've been a band for 10 years, and it just kept snowballing and kept going to finally one day I realized that, okay, I've been doing this long enough now that if the bottom fell out tomorrow and I needed to find something to do or work, that because of the band, I've met so many connections and so many people, and I all those fears are unfounded. They were just all in my head. And that's just the uncertainty of a younger person, So the band has given me freedom to, live my life and enjoy my life and live my dreams as a musician.
Oh, that's such a beautiful way of looking at it. And yeah, you really have done that, and you still continue to do that, which is something I love about your band. There's many artists that get to maybe like the 30-odd year mark and they start to go, all right, well, we'll look at slowing down now, and maybe we'll look at putting on like a couple of like anniversary shows or whatever. But no, like for you guys, you are still so like raring to go, aren't you? And that's just like always been a part of your band.
Yeah, I see bands that they'll go away. They'll say that we're breaking up, and they'll come back for the reunion. We're seeing that a lot, and we never wanted to go away. We never wanted to stop. It takes a certain person to want to live in a van and a airplanes and a hotel and for the better portion of a year. Not everyone's cut out for it. I've met some amazing musicians and amazing people. We've had people in the band that, just did this for a couple of years and they had to check out. They just couldn't deal with the instability of it. And the instability of it, I hate it as well, but it's also the allure.
Yeah, of course. I guess you're the best person to ask this question to, because it is super hard, being in a band. It's not all glitz and glamour, and there's so much happening behind the scenes, between the on-stage moments that you live for, where, you've got so much downtime. So, like, how do you like to stay motivated, keep your creativity up and all that on the road, and, just keep finding that spark and want every day to get up and be in this band?
Well, I used to fill my days and my nights with with friends, and it was just one nonstop go go go. And after the show is when things would get started. You'd go out and you get some drinks, and maybe you get some food, and you'd be up till 3-4 in the morning, and you'd be sleeping until 11 or 12, 1 o'clock the next day. Get out of bed, dust yourself off, go to sound check. And there's only so long that you could feel good living that way as you're getting older. Okay. And that, you could either want to feel like crap all the time. So for me, it's like when I go on the road now, I make it as easy as possible for myself. And one of the things is to just to limit contact with people. And I love my friends, but I'm okay now with telling them that I'll see you next time. I'm not hanging out tonight. I like to keep a sleep schedule on tour. I like to stay hydrated. Just stuff that, very simple stuff, but when you're younger, you don't think of it. But I can make this as hard as I want on the road, or I can make it as easy as I want. And I'm having more fun now because I feel good.
Yeah, and that's where the freedom of it comes in as well, that it's given you to do that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but to answer your question now, how do I bide my time? I'm up early, so I like to get up, and I'm the first one up in the front of the bus, and I'll be up for a good half hour, 45 minutes, an hour before anybody else comes out, usually. A lot of times. And it gives me a moment to go through emails, or call my kids, or whatever. And then I'm walking every day. I get out, unless it's super inclement weather. If it's raining in the UK, I can always throw on my wellies.
You can always guarantee it. I'm just going to tell you that. It's happening right now.
See? There you go. But
you know your weather.
Yeah, I can I can make it as hard or as easy as I want, but I stay busy. I don't like to sit around during the day. That was a misconception years ago, is I'd be out all night, I'd be tired, maybe hungover, and I'd be like, I gotta rest for the show. That was the last thing I need to be doing, was laying around. Get out and move.
Yeah, sure. What about the key to longevity in this music industry? Because it's not easy. It's an up and down roller coaster for everyone. And I just wondered, given all of your experiences, what would you say to like younger bands kind of starting out? Like, what do you think the key foundations are for being a lasting artist like yourself?
You have open agreements with what the financials are. Keep it as fair as you can. If you've all been there from the beginning, you should probably all be getting the same money, and at least when you go play shows. How you split up the money with the songs is your business, but have open lines of communication. If you find the right people, you try to take care of them. And that goes with the crew that you have working with you as well, because you're only as good as all the working parts. So if you got good crew people, you got to take care of them as well. And beyond that, it's I always tell younger bands that no one's going to do it for you. No manager is going to tell you they're going to do it. Nobody is going to do it how you're going to do it. It's like, try to trim the hedges with your parents. It's like, you're never going to do it as good as them. Here's the line. It's right here. Your parents love you, but you're not going to do the hedges as good as they are.
3 decades in, and here we are, we're still talking about your band. You're just as relevant now as you ever were, and it's just so amazing. Congratulations on such an incredible career, and the fact that you're still doing it as well. I just want to say that to you, like, what you're doing is so inspiring for so many, and it's just wonderful to be able to get the chance to come and chat to you about an album that genuinely has been a punk album that people have just loved and adored for 25 years. And you're re-releasing it this week. It's got to feel strange to do it all over again, because you did it in 2000, you're doing it again. Like, what thoughts and feelings are coming to mind for you with this re-release? Because there's demos on there now, isn't there, and 6 additional tracks.
The demo process was great, because we had re-released it before with some demos, but we went and looked in our personal collections and found some more stuff. We were going to re-release the record anyways, because it's 25th anniversary, but we thought, hey, we'll put some other cool stuff. And it's great to go back and listen to that, because most of it's stuff that I forgot about. We'll listen to the demos and all of a sudden Roger's singing the verse of "Look What Happened" or something when I was the one that was singing the verse on the actual recording, and we're sitting there looking at each other going, I don't remember that. So it's a cool trip down memory lane. I don't know where the time went. I remember being 25 years old, half my life ago, when I recorded that record. And, if you would have told me something that happened 10 years prior to that, which was me graduating from high school, it seemed like it was another lifetime, like it was somebody else.
Right.
But yet the last 25 years seemed like I blinked my eye and here we are. So, file under all the stuff your parents say is going to come true and you think they're crazy, but it does. Here we are.
It's great advice. Here we are. And of course, here we are as well with a tour just around the corner. So just really quickly, got to mention it. You're here in the UK again. You're back, which is so wonderful. And we're calling it the Winter Circus Tour, which is just like the perfect apt title, I think. It's always going to be madness and so much fun. Like, what is in store for everyone if they come along to this one? I know a lot of dates already sold out.
Well, we, bringing the Winter Circus to the UK, we knew that the big top had to be inside because of the rain. We weren't going to do that to not only ourselves or for all the lovely punters that are going to be turning up. But we're doing, I believe, 7 shows: Bristol, Leeds, Manchester, Glasgow, London, Nottingham, Birmingham.
I think that's pretty much all of them.
Yeah. But we're starting up in good old Bristol and going to work our way around the country, and we're excited to be back. We got the Bouncing Souls. I don't recall, and I've been seeing these adverts with people from the UK. I thought you guys said aqua, but I guess you say aquabats.
Aquabats, yeah.
Aquabats.
Aqua,
okay.
yeah, we would.
That's more your accent versus like you say zebra instead of zebra.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I mean, you're all right asking me though, because I'm from South Yorkshire, so I'm northern here in England, and my accent.
I know the accents in the UK. People are amazed by it, but I can hear it. I can hear the punters going Yorkshire.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry for my poor accent, but anyway.
It was brilliant. I loved it. Just to kind of wrap up, I really wish we had so much time to chat because I could talk to you all day, but I have to mention, because it's such an iconic show here in the UK, I grew up on it. You got James Buckley from the In-Betweeners to help you promote this tour on social media.
Yes.
Of course, best loved as Jay from the In-Betweeners. How did that come about? Because it cracked me up. It's brilliant.
You have to understand, and I'm sorry, I didn't know who it was.
No,
and all of a sudden, because our social media manager is from Cardiff.
Right.
Okay, so he's also our photographer. So he goes out on the road with us and shoots us every day. And I'm assuming he got a cameo from him. He paid for it to say that. I don't know what a cameo from him costs, but I didn't know who the bloke was, and I started researching. I'm like, well, he's got 1 million followers on Instagram. And I started realizing who he is. He was a child actor, and he's just kind of woven into English society, right?
Sure, yeah.
And,
British icon.
A British icon, to where like the friggin' video, I'm looking like it's got like 3,000 likes, 4,000 likes. It keeps going up. So he's the gift that keeps on giving.
For sure, it blew my mind. It was the best thing I'd ever seen. And on a final note, I just wondered as well, because I know that you've got a photo book out, and it's like, that's so cool to me. I'm an avid reader, but like, I wondered, given everything, if you were to put out at this point an autobiography, because I think you really could. I mean, you're hilarious online as well. I love seeing your posts. What do you think you would call it, your autobiography? On the spot, Chris.
On the spot. Jeez. The bell end strikes again.
What a note to end on. Thank you so much, Chris, for chatting with me today. Let's the Jake on tour, and I cannot wait to hear the new reissue of the album. It's just so incredible, and thank you so much for taking the time. And yeah, I hope to come see you on the road for sure.
Thank you. Can I do a station ID for you?
Oh my gosh, would you please?
Yeah.
That would be so incredible. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Lovely to meet you.
You as well. Thanks.
See you later.